Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to cover the large superior rulers of the earth prehistoric playset, and this one is number 5500. These superior sets are AfterMarx sets. In other words, they are made by another company. They use the Marx molds in their recasts. And this is the largest of the three prehistoric dinosaur playsets by Superior. And what sets Superior apart are the colors of the dinosaurs. Now, this one has all 17 of the Superior dinosaurs. So if you have this set and it's complete, you have all of the Superior dinosaurs. Basically, it's the Marx medium mold group here in front, these 6, the Marx large mold group in the middle, and the Marx second series mold group in the back. There are 8 of those. Total of 17. Also, it came with terrain from the molds for the Marx Comanche Pass mountain set from the 70s. All of these Superior sets were made in 1987, and they're kind of hard to find. And the dinosaurs tend to sell for more than original Marx because, you know, they're swirled in color and they're scarce. And after you watch my videos, you can identify Superior over any of the other recasts as well as any of the original Marx pieces. But here are all the components. Sadly, I do not have the original box. That's a big weakness with Superior. They did not have the corrugated tough boxes like Marx did. And in a set like this with that big mountain piece, and I'm going to show you that. I'm just going to get all this information out first. Anyway, that big box, not many of those survived. I'm sure that even you in the store, most of them were looking the worse for wear, because you take a box that size with some slightly heavy components and as thin a cardboard as that was, and it's not going to hold up too good. So those are hard to find. This set is complete. It's got all 60 pieces, but it does not. I do not have the original box, which is, I hate it. I mean, generally I have, for these videos, I always have the original boxes, except in this case I don't. So anyway, we'll take a look at the set itself. I've got all the components laid out here, and I'm going to go over those for you. First of all, let me pan up and you can see that mountain piece. See how big that is? That's at the apex, that's 19.5 inches tall. That's the main mountain piece from the Marx vertical playset for Comanche Pass. And I believe it's the exact same piece that was used in Prehistoric Mountain as well. Now, the other terrain pieces are the land bridges and boulder halves from the Marx Comanche Pass molds, as well as you know, the regular complement of 4 Marx palm trees and 4 ferns. This has a nice play mat with it. It's I think 32 by 36, and it's got a pretty cool bit of paperwork here. It's a fold out. It is not a booklet like they normally had, but it reprints the information in this color booklet from the Marx Prehistoric Mountain playset from 1975. It's just in black and white, and it folds out. Here's what the front of it looks like. There's the back. It gives you the particulars about Superior Toy and Manufacturing Company, Incorporated, Chicago, Illinois. And instead of being a booklet, it folds out. It reprints parts, you know, all the stuff in that booklet, but it's just like spaced around differently, and it's in like a brochure type thing. But you know, you got the original info here. and the original illustrations from that Marx booklet. And there's the timeline that Marx liked to put in their booklets, and Superior gave us that. And it's pretty cool we got the Megatherium in this set, because it wasn't long after this that the mold, the second series mold, was damaged. And after that, no more Megatheriums could be made for other recast sets after that. I think the Superior Dinosaur play sets were the last ones. Actually, this big one was the only one to have the second series group. So this set is the last one to have a Megatherium as far as I know. Anyway, pretty nice paperwork there. And I'm going to go over the components in some detail because, you know, maybe you haven't seen my other videos or whatever. But you ought to check out the playlist on my channel page for dinosaur play sets. And it's going to keep growing and growing. So if you're into this stuff, this is a Trachodon. If you're into this stuff, that'd be the thing to do. Now, the thing about Superior, they made high quality versions of these dinos, and what made them special was the swirled colors. Like in the gray, they swirled in a lot of black for the great marbling effect. And these Superior dinos generally sell for, this is a Hadrosaurus, they generally sell for like $15 or $20, just the smaller ones, because they're much more scarce than original Marx, and they're in some demand. I suppose it might be a good aim for a dinosaur collector to try to get the set of 17 right here. Even if, you know, it's harder to get the play sets and stuff, but getting all the dinos would be a good goal, I guess. I'm glad I have those. Here's the Pteranodon with some great swirling and marbling there. As the camera takes its time. Wow, what a surprise. And here's the Ankylosaurus. It's got some nice marbling. Now the larger Superior dinos might sell for more than 15 or 20 bucks. I don't know. I mean, it kind of varies. Here's the Allosaurus, and this has some great dramatic swirling from orange and black mixed in with that brown. Great texture too. But here's the large mole group, and we'll take a look at those. Sometimes you can find Superior dinosaurs in eBay lots with original Marx, because most people don't know the difference. They just think it's like a marbled Marx piece. And sometimes they don't list them correctly on eBay. They'll call them Toy Street or whatever, you know, or call a Toy Street recast a Superior. It's just a lot of confusion over this stuff. And I can understand why, because they're kids' toys, and it's not like, you know, anybody's a scholar of this stuff, or it's, you can, just about everything is on the internet. You can go to the internet and look for a lot of this information and come up empty. I mean, I've collected this stuff all my life, and I've done a lot of research. So you can take advantage of the information in my videos. That's what they're for. Main reason is just to have fun and enjoy them, but there's some info in there that you can use. This is the Chronosaurus. That was Potbelly T-Rex a second ago in the gray. Here's the Chronosaurus in the green. Some mad swirling there. Actually, the texture is mostly what's swirled on this one. And here are the second series ones. Here's the moss chops. And of course, you know, they have the names on the dinos. The molds had gotten old and worn by the time these came out, so some of the detail isn't real clear on those names. Well, here is the Smilodon in the gray with some nice black swirled in there. And they give the length and all that, just like we remember from being kids. The majority of the people that watch these videos are going to be well familiar with these things. But some of this stuff is not common knowledge even among dinosaur collectors. This is a Styracosaurus, nicely swirled. And I learn stuff all the time. I mean, I'm never going to know everything. I don't think it would be much fun to know everything. Discovering new things about things you're interested in is the most fun. This is the Iguanodon in gray. Some pretty cool light marbling there and shading. And here's the Parasaur Olephus in the green. Struthiomimus in brown with some dramatic marbling there. The tail was a little short molded on the superior. I don't know if that was a mold issue by that time, but the Marx, I think, the tail was a little bit longer on the Marx. It might just be a common thing with that they were getting short molded by that point. Here's the woolly mammoth in the green. It would have been far more appropriate to have it either in the gray or the brown, but it looks kind of funky in the green, you know, with all that blue swirling. So I mean, I don't have duplicates on. I have some duplicates on these, but not many, and I'm just limited to what I've been able to find over the years because these things are not that plentiful, and they've actually gotten kind of expensive. I checked eBay before I made these videos. Now this Megatherium's got some mad swirling there. I checked eBay and there was no sign of a mountain set, and there was one of the small sets for sale for like 150 bucks, and one of the medium sets that had been sold that was complete in nice condition that sold for 300. So prices have really crept up on these things over the years. When I bought my small set, I gave like $15 for it. That was 8 years ago. And a lot of times you can still find bargains on this stuff because not many people know, outside of the dinosaur collecting community, not many people even know what this stuff is. And you see all kind of stuff listed on eBay for all kind of prices, you know. Just have safe searches and be patient. You might get a bargain. And so there's the play mat folded up. Here's those terrain pieces. This is the larger arch from Comanche Pass, rock arch. And you can combine these arches to make some pretty cool little cave formations. You know, in this set, it's not really an issue because of the mountain piece, but in general, in these superior sets, there's a lack of good terrain. Here is the boulder halves. You can put those together and make a big boulder if you want to. Or you can spread them out and just use the halves like they're sticking out of the ground. Now, the palm trees, I did not break them down for this because I just shot the last video on the medium set. If you're curious about what the mold grouping consists of with the palm leaves and all that, check any of my previous videos on Marx dinosaur playsets, and I go into detail on all that. But I just left these trees assembled for this, just to be practical. Here's the large one. It's a single trunk palm tree. from the old Marx palm tree mold. And here are the two small double trunks. And it's striking with, you know, these superior sets because they've got the black palm trees, and it contrasts well with the green, and they've got the black fern bases, which look good. So it's pretty cool. And of course, you've got the regular mold grouping for the ferns. Here's the 3-leaf one, and here there's the 4-leaf one. You got 2 4-leaf ones and 2 3-leaf ones, and that pretty much covers it for the contents. And I'm going to set it up for you and let you see what it looks like. Okay, here's the setup for this Superior Mountain set. And don't worry, I'm going to do the fly around with the camera so you can see everything in detail. I do want to mention, though, when I set up the components, I did not put the cavemen out. There are 24 cavemen in this set. And I was running out of room on the table. I could have probably crammed them in somewhere, but I figured I'd just show them when I set the thing up. And I showed them in detail before when I did the other the videos for the medium-sized Superior set and the small one, but I'll go through it real quick with the sculpts. Here's there are 6 different sculpts. These are, of course, Marx recast cavemen. Here's the guy with the rock over his head in the beige. And there are 12 in the beige, 2 sets of 6, and 12 in the brick red, 2 sets of 6. And here's the guy with the stone axe and the knife. You know, they look good. Just pretty clean Marx Cavemen recasts. The plastic is a little bit more rigid and brittle than the original Marx plastic. Occasionally you'll get a piece like that little spear there on that guy. If you're not real careful, it'll get broken. The old ones would have just bent. It's really hard to break the old ones because the plastic was softer. Oh yeah, I already showed you that sculpt. Now let's see, here's the walking guy with the club. They do have a little excess plastic here and there because the molds were getting old by this time, and a little bit of flashing. I mean, you can just trim that off if you want to, but I didn't mess with it. I just left it. And we got the 2 crouching guys. Here's the guy beating the rocks together. I don't know if he's making a weapon or starting a fire or what, but these guys are always beating rocks together. Oh, that's another one. Okay, now the last pose is the other crouching guy. This little dude cleaning this animal here. Looks like a rabbit. And of course, the sculpts are great on these things. They're Marx, man. So, you know, come right out of the Marx molds. So the quality's good. So that gives you kind of an overview of the setup with the playmat and the terrain. I've taken that you get 4 of the rock arches, and you can take 2 of these rock arches and make a pretty good little cave formation. So I've done that. I separated one of the boulders into 2 halves. There's one back there in the back, and here's a boulder half just for terrain. And the other boulder's up on the mountain, and we're going to fly up there and take a look at that here in just a second. We're going to take the Pteranodon's eye view of the scene here and check it out. We'll start over here at the corner. There's the Stegosaurus and Hadrosaurus, Brontosaurus in the water, and here's these guys are trying to make a little home here, and these damn dinosaurs won't leave them alone. There's the Struthiomimus that guy's going to try to brain it with that rock. He don't know how he's going to fare with that. And there's the crouching dudes in there doing their thing. And you know, these playmats are pretty good. They're thick plastic. I think they're 32 by 36. Pretty nice playmats. And there's the Iguanodon and the Parasaurolophus and the Moschops and the Styracosaurus. And that potbelly T-Rex is having a disagreement with that Chronosaurus there. I don't know how that's going to work out for either one of them. There's the Ankylosaurus. Got a Smilodon up there. Maybe going to try to pick the bones of the winner. He's up there skulking around. And we fly around over here. We got the Trachodon in backwaters. Woolly mammoth. And it still seems kind of weird having these mammals that came so much later in with the dinos. But hey, you know, it's a dinosaur playset, man. That's part of the ambiance. Here's the Allosaurus. That one dude standing on that rock. If I were him, I'd just run. And now we get to the mountain. We're going to scale up the mountain here. And we've got a good place for the Pteranodon on top of the mountain. And there is a caveman with the big rock. He's probably trying to hit that Smilodon, but I seriously doubt if he's going to hit him from there. And here are the various crouching guys. This mountain piece is awesome. And even better are the Marx mountain sets, because you got this big mountain piece plus another mountain piece that's large, not quite as big as this, and they're connected by a rock bridge at the top and a footbridge. And then you got a river section that runs through the middle of them. That is so huge, you have to bolt that together, use nuts and bolts for it. But in this Superior recast set, they just included the big mountain piece. They didn't go all the way, because I think they only had the molds for Comanche Pass. But it's a nice thick piece. I mean, this terrain is really, you know, thick plastic. So it's hard plastic, but it's thick. So it's pretty resilient. And that's pretty much our little scene there. Give you a chance to see all the cavemen in action. Or getting ready to be in action as time progresses. We just have a snapshot of an instant in time here without some play going on. It just kind of stays this way. And you can savor it as a dino kid, you know. Okay, well, I've gone on long enough. That covers the Superior Rulers of the Earth Prehistoric Dinosaur Playset, number 5500 from 1987, 60 pieces. And like I said before, I do not have the original box, but if the boxes all looked identical with the graphics. If you want to see what the big box would look like, just check either of my other two videos on the Superior Rulers of the Earth playsets. I've got one for the medium-sized set, and I've got another video for the small set. And I'm going to load them all up in the playlist on my channel page. The playlist is called Dinosaur Playsets, so check that out and you can see them all. So that does it for this one. There will be more monstering and dinoing on this channel, so stay tuned. I'll see you later.